Hey spuddies, PotatoMcWhiskey here, and welcome back to Let's Play Creeper World, Arc something or other. Where we left off, we had just beaten the map Jojo, and we were going to be heading into CDET. We're going to play CDET as a real-time strategy map. I'm not going to pause or anything like that. There's a strange formation around the emitter on this world. Next. Yes, emitters arrive in ever more insidious ways, dropping from orbit, appearing directly out of rift space, subspace slips. But why, Leah? In all the aeons that have passed, have you learned nothing about the Lokis through purpose? Why do they cover all worlds in Creeper? Humans made 3 attempts to contact the Loki. Only one was successful. There was one age, one civilization that was different from all the others, or after. They called themselves simply the Selwa. The Seloi? The Seloi's greatness wasn't in their military might, their governance of 100,000 worlds, or the lasting peace they achieved. Their greatness was in the serenity of existence they achieved. They refer to this with a word not in your vocabulary, but what they achieved was an understanding and appreciation of the very fabric of existence. In many ways, they discovered the meaning of existence. And the Seloi were the ones to contact the Loki? Yes, when the end came for them, as it did all others, they sent a message to the Loki pleading not for their lives, but for something else. Something they referred to simply as the Ark. What was the Ark, and what was the Loki's response? What the Ark referenced is unknown. Perhaps it was a late discovery of some technology by these humans, or perhaps it was a very closely guarded secret. I have no other reference to it. And the Loki's response? A single statement. More so than all others, you must perish. Okay. Scars, this world contains 2 extinct volcanoes. Emitters here have taken up residence in each one. I suggest you pick up the Strafer artifact in this world. I got it. The Strafers are aircraft and I can use them to suppress the volcanoes while I deal with the central emitter. Exactly. You'll need to target 2 Strafers on each volcano. Don't waste any time. Those volcanoes won't wait. So you see how this game, what they do is they take an idea, right? Because essentially what you're doing is you're fighting water in this game. Like really, that's what you're doing. You're fighting a liquid enemy. But what they've done is they've added mechanics, okay, that the... how do I describe this? So they added mechanics, right, whereby they take the volcano idea, okay? What a simple idea in a fluid, but they give it like a justification, and it's all... I can't remember. I'm trying to figure out what I'm trying to say here, but basically you're fighting fluids, but they give it like this whole theme. And like really what I'm doing is I'm just trying to suppress volcanoes by bombing water, or lava in this case. But it gives the game this theme, and it makes the mechanics interesting and fun. It's just, you know, it's a great game. I love this game. It's fantastic. I wish though there was a way to easily tell the height difference. Oh, you can. So this is 1 height. This is 7, and this is 9. And then it'll pour out. So these are going to build up. So where am I going to put my command center? I'm probably... Oof. I'm not going to have much time on this mission to fight back this guy in here. So I am going to drop my command center on a little bit of higher ground, like right there. And I will build a single collector. I'm going to do a little bit of pausing in the early game because I think it does help a little bit, but I'm going to mostly play it as a real-time strategy. So I'm going to build a single collector. There's my first collector up. I'm going to build another collector. Another collector online. We'll build another one. Man. Right, we're going to want an early weapon here. I'll grab another collector, but I'm also going to grab a... I'm going to grab a mortar. Okay, there's my collector online, so I'm going to pause and build another collector because I need to keep my income stream increasing. And my mortar's coming online and building another collector. Right, there's another collector online. Continue to expand our income stream. The mortar is going to hopefully push back the tide here and buy me the time that I need to get all my stuff operational. So another collector. Network is ever so slightly overloaded, but it should be just fine. Okay, there's the mortar now doing its job, defeating the depth of this thing. I'm going to want to go now pick up the strafe. It's that moment, so I'm going to send collectors over there. Strafers are remote strike aircraft. Build 4 strafers and target 2 at each volcano. Single click to create a single strafe attack pattern. Click and drag to define a strafe line of attack. Where is the strafe? Oh, I think I have to wait for it to go all the way up into orbit. But I'm going to want a cannon over here to push back this stuff. And I'm going to want a collector here to link up with it. Right there? Yes. We're going to play around with some terraforming here. Strafers are deep strike target. Target them at remote creeper. Okay, so we're going to get started on a reactor. That's going to eat up a lot of our resources. This cannon's going to push back. A strafer is also going to be on the cards here once this cannon is done. Once the reactor is done, we'll get our first strafer. Cannon is doing a good shot. We'll get one of those. We'll get our very first strafer. We're going to continue to spread our collection to here. We're going to be getting a terp as well after this strafer. No, I don't think I can afford a terp actually. I think I need to get another reactor after this. So we'll get the reactor. So it's flowing, it's starting to flow out now, I think. Yep, starting to hit the point where it's flowing out. So I've got my strafer, and I want you to strafe from here to here, like that. No, from like this. Okay, so my first strafer is online. I've got another reactor coming up. I'm probably going to go double reactor, and then I'll get another strafer. You know what, actually I think I could get away with making a few collectors down here because they're cheap and they provide some income. Okay, first strafer is online, second reactor is online. I will build another strafer. 2 strafers for now should buy me some time on these guys. So yeah, there you go. See, he's going to strafe back and forth and suppress that. I think I might define a slightly shorter attack run so he doesn't miss that first shot. So, we've got our second strafer here. I'm going to designate this one to also follow this path. Keep this one thoroughly suppressed. Okay, our energy has increased quite a bit, so now I feel comfortable building a reactor and a terp. And I'll be able to use the terp to start to build a wall down here. Do need to be careful though, because I'm using up a lot of energy now. But I want to flatten out this land if I can, because it's all very, it's all like, this is all like 7s and it's all crazy. But I want to terraform here. I want to make my wall. If I can press Shift and T on this guy, I want to make a continuous wall. Down here. In fact, I could probably get away with it just being like 3 high for now. And then if I press Shift T, I can just cancel this by doing that. Ah! But hopefully we'll be able to do a bit of development here. I like taking my time on these missions. Some people like playing speedrunny style, which is cool. That's totally fine. You can play that way if you want. I like taking my time. I find it very relaxing and interesting to play this way. Okay, so we're going to need more energy. So let's go ahead and pick up... I could pick up collectors. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up another reactor. It's going to stress my network heavily, but once the reactor is finished, it should be just fine. This terraforming device is going to hurt my network too a little bit. I'm going to need another cannon down here to push back this creep for the terraformer. And then I'm going to want to build another reactor to keep my income up. So you can see how we've suppressed down this guy in here. He's not flowing out anymore. We're going to want another couple of those strafers. I'll get started on a new one. So there we go. We're building our little wall down here. We're actually going to move you down here. And then we're going to terraform. We're going to press Shift T. We're going to pause. We're going to make our brush a little bit bigger, and we're going to paint away some of this stuff. Because we're going to fill that with our own stuff, the whatchamacallums. With the stuff that we use to make money, the collectors. Alright, let's make another reactor. So he's got a lot of work ahead of him, which is fine. So this strafer is going to go from there to there. Network is doing just fine. This supply line is kind of convoluted, but it's working just fine. Need more income, which is what this reactor is for. I'll need another reactor pretty much right after that to try and continue to grasp my stuff. This is like a long-term economic investment over here. So I feel pretty well defended against this particular creep in here. It will start to build up, and I'm going to want to start moving in on the creep soon. Okay, I have my first strafer heading over there. I'm going to want to get another one. So once this guy finishes up, aha, right, we can get working on our collectors now. There we go. So this should result in a higher resource income once that finishes. Boom. I think they get about 0.2 each per second or something, which isn't a bad amount of energy, to be honest. So we're doing the terraforming here. I'm going to go up to brush size 3. I'm going to press Shift T. And I'm going to carefully make this a thicker wall. Well, do I need it to be all the way thick, actually? No, I don't, actually. If I press Shift T here, I only need it to be... Oh, no, 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 no. You need to be that high. I actually only need like a couple of... I only need like a couple of cannons up here. So what I might do is if I press Shift T, I'll do like a cannon here. And then I'll do another one there. And then that'll be my 2 cannons. And then that'll be that, like that'll be good enough for most of my needs. I'll be able to put 2 basic just cannons on these tiles, and then that'll be that. Alright, so let's make our network more efficient. I'm going to move you there. I'm going to make a second cannon there, and that should hold back this section of creep from the wall. Inexpensively, hopefully, is the plan. So I'm going to press Shift T again. And I'm going to want to go up to a slightly bigger brush size. Like, you could super go hardcore and very, very carefully manipulate the entire map to your liking. Which would absolutely be a very fun way to play, in my opinion. Something I would probably do off screen. I wouldn't do that on screen. But yeah, we're playing real slow. Oh, you know what I need to do? I need to get this guy over here strafing as well. So the strafing is going on just fine. We have plenty of surplus energy now. We can start thinking about pushing back up here. But we also need to... We probably need another terp. And at this point we probably also need a relay. So we have another terp on the way, right? So I'm going to grab a second terp. And then I'm going to start a slow network over here. And we'll kind of make our way up and over to this area. Nice and slowly. Oh, that'll overload our network for a moment, but it'll make its way out once some of these buildings finish. It'll un-overload itself. A couple of strafers coming into land to pick up energy, and there he goes. Okay. Nice one. We can now drop down some more collectors. Is that the maximum range? I can't tell if that's the maximum range. It's close enough to it that I'll live with it. And once they get filled in, that'll be probably another 0.4, 0.3, 0.3 will do. So we're going to go in here and we're going to Shift T. We're going to reduce all this to the... We're going to kind of terraform this whole back area. We're going to do a little bit of playing like this. I said I usually would do this off screen, but I'm going to do a little bit of it on screen where I like build the perfect base, you know. So you're going to land there and do your work. I'm trying to maximize my income. So each one of these little tiles gives you a very small amount of income when it's covered in your green network. And so I'm going to try and just basically fill this back area in network to show you what you could do if you were a very particular type of player. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to get the cannon going over here. And then I'll move it to the front line. In fact, I might even go as far as to move this cannon up immediately. So you can see we have suppressed the volcanoes, which is good news. We do still have to deal with this central guy who's producing a crazy amount of creeper, but we can play around at our own pace. That's the real great thing about this game. You can do whatever you like. As long as you're in control of the situation, you should be just fine. So let's continue to fill all this in with level 2 stuff. Got my cannon over here. I'm going to bring this guy down around here. And yeah, I'm happy about this. I could even start suppressing this. What I'm going to do, I need to finish terraforming back here, so I'm going to move my terraformers over. And let's see. Okay, I have plenty of income actually, so let me go ahead. I'm going to make another strafer. And I'm also going to make some reactors. I'm going to make a reactor, maybe make a strafer and 2 reactors to further increase my income. I don't want to overspend, I want to be a little bit careful. I overspent a little bit, but that's not the end of the world to overspend. And you can see how, I mean, like, you can also speed up time. That's something you can do. If you want to play it like a pause and click sort of game. So I'm going to destroy some of these guys because I want to terraform this all down to the appropriate level. And that'll take a bit of work. There it is. Now we can drop our collector in here, which will efficiently gather from all this terrain. Still pumping out more resources than we are bringing in. I wonder why that is. So you can actually, I'm gonna get this guy to start strafing the main core here. And then I'll go ahead and I'll build another thingy. I'll go ahead and I'll get some more collectors. Oh, you know what? I did that wrong. Cancel this. Destroy. I want the connector to connect like this and this. And then there. We'll move our terraformers out of the way here. So you can kind of see how you can build this really, really efficient sort of layout where you're terraforming and you're just suppressing the bombs and you're suppressing these guys while you're building up this superpower base with lots of energy and all this cool stuff. It's not necessary, but it's a really fun way to play the game, I think. I think this is like a great and interesting way to play the game. You can like, I mean, it's not going to be for everyone. Not everyone's going to want to play this way. But for the people who this appeals to them a lot, I would say. So if I clear out a lot of this, maybe I'll backfill this whole thing and we'll just kind of screw around in this mission. Let's not care about winning. Who cares about winning, right? Games can be just for screwing around, man. You don't have to win every time. Alright, we've got a big surplus of energy, so I'll build a couple more reactors and a terp. That should easily use most of it up. Okay, not quite. So I am going to designate some full height. So this will be the center, and then there will be a 3 and a 3 here. And then all the way around there will be a 9 high wall. Oh, that should be, oh, that's a 1 high. No, that should be 9. And you can make these really complex and interesting bases in your own time. There's no rush. You can do anything you want. So we can build this big old thing here, like that. And then we could say, you know what, there's going to be a moat. Out front as well. Oops, I ate into my wall. But you get the idea, you know, you can play around with things, you can have a good time, you don't have to worry. And that's part of the appeal for this game for me. There's no time pressures if I don't want there to be. I can do it at my own pace, I can enjoy myself. There we go. I'm gonna land you guys. Oh, I can't land you out front on top of that terraforming area. But I'm doing some terraforming, I'm building reactors, all this good stuff is going. I'm holding back the creep, I'm strafing the creep. So all this cool stuff. And the missions get really complicated the further you get into the game. Like you get like massive fleets of those spore launchers. And I think the maps get a little bit bigger too. It starts getting pretty crazy in the late game actually. And I think there's a really big community for custom maps too, I think, for this game. So I'm going to move this terp over here, and I'm going to I'm also going to move the... What was I going to do? I was going to get more energy, right? That's one thing. So these are all now linked up. I can move my terraformers over here to get the job done a little bit quicker. So you can see how I've terraformed this entire back area. I can build more reactors, and you can get up to a point where you're like just cranking out production and reactors and all that stuff. Let's get another relay. How far can the relay reach? So you should be able to reach to here. And then here. And then that creates its own little network of relays that let stuff move quicker. So we'll just see, we'll watch the terraforming as it goes. There she is. We're generating more power. We're bombing. We're terraforming. And it's just like, it's just like almost therapeutic to play this game, because you can just like very carefully design these little bases and do whatever you feel like with them. So we have plenty of more reactors. I'm going to grab another 2. And we're waiting for this to be built up. It's currently up to height about 6 right now. So it's being built up as we speak. I would like to have my turrets on top, but sadly you can't build if the turrets are up on top. Okay, we have a bit of a surplus of energy, so let's drop another reactor. We've got a ship landing, touching down to start suppressing these volcanoes. Let's have a look-see here. Right, we're almost up to the maximum height. Let's speed up time here while we wait. Oh, we just about are gaining money here, so I'm going to grab another... Oh, I misplaced that reactor, I think. Oh no, I misplaced this entire row here. Oh well, we'll have to live with that. We'll grab 2 more reactors and a terp down here. We're up to 9 height, we're almost up to 10. And you can make these really interesting fortresses. You can make these really interesting looking bases, in my opinion. Here we go. So we're going to want one of those sprayers. I'm actually going to want to pick up the ore up here. Oh goodness. Let's grab another one of these cannons. And another collector with an ore mine. We're going to want to relay that actually. So you can eat I could have already been finished this mission if I played it properly, but I'm relaxing, I'm enjoying myself, I'm having a good time. I'm going to move these turrets up here, and then I'm going to build a sprayer down here. Let's build some more of these reactors. Got to keep the money flowing. Build 5 at a time. That should take a lot of our energy. Maybe 5 was too many. I'll destroy 1. Maybe 4 was too many. So now these guys are shooting to push back the horde. I don't know if they're actually going to get anywhere with that. Maybe they won't, maybe they will. But now we can push it back and the terraforming can happen again. And we're going to fill this with the flood that we make, the anti-creeper. And you know, now I've made like this defensive area where I'm very safe and I can make a bunch of these bombers and I can have a good time and all that stuff. Alright, so let's actually, so you can kind of see what I'm going for here. I'm not going to do this anymore because I think I've proven my point about what you can do with this game. So what we're going to do is we're going to go cannon mad here. Right there. Oh, we lost a cannon, that's okay. We lost another cannon. That's also okay. We need to start pushing into the center here, so that's kind of what we're working on. I'm going to drop a relay right there. The mortar is going to help out. So we're going to assault the creep. like so. Push the creep back. We're going to put a cannon up here. We're going to move this one down here. Drop a relay right behind it. I'll move the sprayer. We can get ready for another creeper assault. Kind of do like a little bit of a diagonal attack this time. And then we'll build a relay. Once they all land. The idea is here, now that they've all landed. I did lose a relay, which is, you know, annoying, but it's not a big deal. But now I could also land these terps all here, right? And I could do something like, oh, let's make a wall. You know? The terps, I don't see the terps as being the most useful thing in the game. You know, they're fun to play with, but I don't think they're really actually very practical in a lot of situations. Sometimes some missions, it really depends on the mission. But a lot of the time, they're just kind of this impractical thing. But you can make moats with them, which is cool. So let's continue to push with these guys. We're going to drop a relay behind them. We're also going to bring the mortar up. Hell, we'll even build some more mortars. Right there and there. Once they land, they should start pushing back. Oh, there we go. They take a bit of damage, but they, generally speaking, they live. My mortars are now going to start suppressing this guy. How close do I need to get to nullify him? I actually am almost in range. I only need to get to here. So let's grab some more cannons. I like cannons. Cannons are fun to play with, I think. So we have these volcanoes suppressed pretty much from the start of the game. And let's actually finish the mission. I kind of, you know, what, it's... Listen, can you blame me for wanting to screw around in a game that I enjoy? I don't think you can. So we're going to move these guys up forward. And then we're going to have these guys move in behind them to fill in their spots. We need a relay here too. Need my nullifier. That's where I want it, but I need to push back more. So I'm going to move up my thingy that spreads anti-creep. Wait, could I build my nullifier over here? Oh, I could if I move that guy. Let's move you a little bit over here. Then we'll drop our nullifier right there. I mean, you could get you could get to this position and start nullifying this like really early. In fact, probably before these volcanoes start to spill. You probably don't even need to build these guys. Oh, I should continue to do your thing. But yeah, we're spooling up our weapon now. Let's move our command ship out to the front line. Move 2 cannons here to protect the command ship. Boom, emitter destroyed. And then we can put a cannon in its place. Oh wait, actually, you know what? Cancel. I don't want you there. I want to put the liquid, the anti-creeper tower. See what it can do when it's fully supercharged. Oh wow, it's pushing back. It's trying. There we go. Oh, I guess maybe it's not receiving enough ammo. Perhaps? Is that the problem? Maybe. If I do this, maybe I'll make a more direct route. Speed it up a little. Maybe I'll bring it back and let it save up its ammo. But you can see now I have a moat filled with anti-creep, which is cool. You know, that's the whole, you know, it's a cool thing. Let's assault the creep. Okay, so I have this guy. Really, you should go bomb here. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna drop just a regular tower in here. And that should start to do some serious pushback of all this creep. There you go. I like this whole this mechanic. So let's go ahead and take the brush size. We'll go Shift T. We'll fill all this in. I'll bring out our terraformers. I mean, I don't need to do this. I'm just like, excuse me, I got a hiccup there. Got a hiccup there. I'm just screwing around, honestly. We've basically beaten the mission. All we need to do is get some mortars in range of this guy. Honestly, do we even need mortars? No, actually, we can just go like we could just go relay, 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 and then drop a nullifier like right there. Then we can go relay, relay, relay like that, relay up to here, and then drop another nullifier, and that's it. That's game over. We can just then drop a nullifier here. Like, you could really beat this mission super fast with a few cannon, like a cannon, a mortar, and some relays. Like super quick if you really wanted to. You don't even need these. You probably wouldn't even need these straight away. You could defeat this without the strafers, and then by the time they start to overflow, you would need the strafers. But yeah, but that's the game. Like, you can take as long as you want. You can speed run it. You can screw around. I chose the screw around route this time. I'm spooling up my spin drives. And we got the Typlex shield key. Oh, you know what? I'm going to need another key here. So let's get that online. You may as well bomb this guy here. Collected Flick shield key. Cool. I'm just waiting here for the ending as this guy spools up. There we go. So that's that. That's sort of my first look at Creeper World 3, the Ark of whatever it's called. It really is one of my favorite games of all time because of the way it is. Because you can go quick, you can go slow, you can enjoy yourself, you can have a bad time, you can have a good time, you can do whatever you want. You can, like, I just wanted to showcase that you can play it sort of this turn-based way, you can play it like this SimCity way, you can play it this speedrunny kind of way. There's all these different ways you can enjoy the game, and that's why I love it. Because sometimes when I play a game, I almost never play it the same way all the time. I liked it sometimes I'll be like, oh, I'm just gonna SimCity and make a huge base. But sometimes I'll play it, I'm like, I want to try and beat this mission as fast as possible. Or sometimes I'll just like, yeah, I'm just gonna play it. I'm just gonna casually, like, you know, screw around and see if I can do anything useful. And that's what I love about Creeper World. It offers you that, and the game has always offered you that in all the iterations. Because, I mean, they've basically, the fundamental design has been pretty much the same since the start. And there's even a custom project here. I can make a new world. Like, I can make my own one. There's you can have multiple command centers and stuff. Cancel. You can have multiple command centers. You can go in here into the terraforming mode. You can make I don't want to actually spoil any of this stuff for myself, so I'm not going to do that. But I will edit the map. So you can, like, oh, I'm gonna build things up. Or maybe you go, hey, you know what? Let's make this like, you can make a pyramid map. You can even, let me see here, where's this stuff? Terrain, delete creeper, delete digitals, reset time. Where's the void? You can make voids, you can make digital stuff, you can get rid of digital stuff. You can make walls. This is that special stuff that takes a while for creeper to get through. You can have a round brush, you can have a square brush, you can do all kinds of fun stuff. Like, I can, let me see if I can get terrain here. Yeah, like, I can do this sort of thing if you want to make your walls look a little bit smoother and stuff like that. There's all that good stuff. I'm trying to remember how to change the map textures. Oh, right, here we go. So, oh yeah, right. So here it is. You can choose. You can even customize what each tier of your terrain looks like. So I could go, all right, tier 1's going to look like this. Tier 2 is going to look like this. Tier 3. Oh wait, I'm not doing that right. What's this? Okay, select a terrain level, then select the texture below. Oh, I have to click apply. Where's the apply button? Yeah, here it is. And there's a huge wide range of these very simple textures. So I could say level 2 is going to look like I can go, all right, level 0, you're going to look like this. You're going to look like a very dangerously cracked. You're going to look a little bit taller. And then level 3 is going to start to look like regular old dirt. As it gets built up, it'll maybe look a little bit more like this. Then as it gets to level 5, it'll go green. Then kind of go into this. And now as it goes up, it's going to take on this like urbanized sort of... Let's see if I can find a good texture for that. Yeah, like this is going to take on this kind of... No, maybe that's not such a good example. This, yeah, it'll take on this kind of like urbanized look, and then it'll take on sort of a level 9 will look kind of like a wall. Level 8 will look kind of like I want a little slightly less vibrant. Yeah, there. And then level 10 will be this like really bright and vibrant like super tower. So then close and apply changes. Then when I go through, you can see now I have an entire map like design that I can play around with, which is just incredible. So let's completely erase the map and let's just like make something real quick here just to showcase this. So let's say my terrain height, my starting terrain height is going to be 3, was it? Yeah, 3 is going to be like the regular dirt, right? So 3 is going to be regular dirt height. So we'll get the whole map started off on that. On that level. Let's get rid of this digital stuff. So we've got the whole terrain is at this height, okay? And then let's say, oh, you know what? There's kind of a couple, just a little craters here and there. We'll just kind of go, maybe there's even a square crater here or there. And we'll do like maybe there's like a thing. Maybe there was a river, right? That went like this. No, we want to. Maybe the river will be even smaller. And that was kind of like went down through the map like this. Okay, so we kind of did the outline of the river. Do this sort of thing. And there's our kind of there's a baseline of the map, okay? And then what if occasionally during the river there was like little even deeper indentations down the center? Well, I want to make the river actually a little bit bigger, so I'm gonna go in here and I'll make it just that little bit wider. Like so. Before I do that. And let's say there was even an even deeper section to the river, right? You can do this sort of thing where you go and you kind of just draw back and forth, and you kind of like you're sketching. You don't have to be precise. A lot of people when they're trying to make maps, they try to get real precise with it, and it's like, dude, you don't need to be precise. Just kind of like draw shit, and it'll kind of work out a little bit, and it'll look kind of cool. So I'm making a river for the creeper to flow through and fill. So that's that. Now you need to go. Now once you get your kind of rough outline done, you're going to want to go in and clean it up a little bit. So this is me cleaning it up. You don't want you want smooth transitions and stuff like that. So you just clean it up by making it a little bit bigger again. There you go. I've made like a river in my map, so now my map has a bit of character. And I'll even, I'll make a couple of like little like pockmarks here and there, just to add a bit of character to the map. I'll add one over here. I'll even make like a little triforce of pockmarks here, and then another one in between these two guys, like that. And you'll get one right there. You'll get like this. So now I'm adding a little bit of detail. So let's go up to terrain height 4. So what is 4? Well, 4 would be like small earth and embankments and hills. So there might be some. Let's go up to brush size 2 here. So it might be a little bit over here like this. It might kind of come up and out, and then kind of maybe there'll be like a little prong, and then that's that. And maybe there's a little hole in it, so it's kind of uneven. And then maybe I'll go down to terrain size 3, and I'll kind of just cut into it a little, just to make it a little more rough. like that, and maybe I'll do a nice big cut like that, and then we'll even do a slice like there, so it has a bit of character to it. And you just go on like this. You can just make little platforms of, I didn't mean to do that tall, but you could just slowly build up this idea of the map, and you don't even need to be like having a total idea in your head of what the map needs to look like. You just need to kind of just play with it a little bit and kind of see what comes up from your memory. Like I might even do like a little kind of blobby thing here. I might even go, I'll just do this, just add a bit of that, and I'll do like this. So now the map is starting to take shape a little bit. You can kind of see how stuff is going to flow around all these obstacles. So it definitely looks like the thing here, but then you can go even a step higher, and because of the color palette I chose, maybe I'll put like a little blob of grass on top of some of these hills, you know, add a bit of terrain and color to it. Let's see what that, put like a blob there and do that, and then maybe there'll be like a grassy hill over here that is quite big, you know, and we can add a bit of color, and maybe this corner is grassy, and maybe there's no transitional plane, it's just grassy and weird looking. Like, you can even, don't be afraid to go over stuff you've already made if it's in the effort to make the map better. Maybe there'll be like a curved piece of land here that kind of sticks out a bit. And you can see very quickly I'm slowly building up a map. And maybe there'll be even another like little hill up here that has its own sort of extra bit of height. And we can add a little bit up there. Do this sort of thing. Maybe this thing has like this going on, like it's a defensive structure or something. Maybe there's a little splob of it here. Maybe there's like a little splob cutting down the center of this like that, kind of looking like a weaving kind of thing. And you know, you can make really interesting maps just by screwing around. I can, and because I chose the colors I did, I can start to add in now the terrain, the actual like proper walls and stuff. So I can go in and say, hey look, this is where the wall is. And the wall looked like this. This is like one of their defensive structures that they use to hold back the creeper, you know? And you can start to do this sort of thing where you get into a little bit more finer detail. You can build these like little embankments that look like they're designed to hold the creep back, you know? We'll stop off here in a moment once I use all of the heights. And you know, you don't have to be precise. You can kind of just eyeball it, you know? It's a lot of fun. And then there's like another height, and then this will be like the fortress in the corner, say over here. There's a big fortress up here, right? With a smaller wall around it. Yeah, that actually looks pretty good, the way I ate into that corner there. Hell yeah, we'll keep it. We'll keep it. Don't be afraid to make happy little accidents, alright? And then, you know, maybe we'll make a ramp, right? So let's do a little, maybe there'll be a ramp here that starts like this. And then this. And then this. And then this, and then you can see like we've made a little ramp. Maybe the town goes up here and stuff like that. And you know, you can just make these really cool, cool things. You can also, I think you can also import custom stuff and text and stuff. And then you can choose where the creeper. I'm trying to remember where the creeper button is here. I played around with this once. But you can say maybe the creeper starts over here and you have to try and like survive and get all the way over here to do some objective. But like map making, it's so easy, man. You just like screw around and you'll make something cool, I promise you. It's like painting, you know? It's basically painting, and that's the really cool thing about this game. It offers so much. Maybe, hell, you know what? Maybe the town has a well. There you go. Town has a well. But yeah, I'm gonna call this pretty much, I've done everything I wanted. So I finalized the map, and I'll just show you playing it real quick. Cancel. Can I build on it? We go ahead here and See if I can unpause here. So here comes down my base, and you can play on this map now, like pretty much straight away. You don't need to do anything. Just jump in. I'm gonna start building collectors up here, you know, and do my thing and start, you know, have fun. And oh yeah, you can do this. You can drag select to make like neat little rows and stuff. It's pretty nice. So let's say I wanted to relay out to here, like that. Speed up time, and you can just have a good old time, you know. You can enjoy yourself, you can screw around, and it's a lot of fun. I promise you, this game is absolutely brilliant if you get into it and enjoy it. I mean, it's not going to be for everyone, but no game is for everyone. Anyway, that's it. I've covered everything I want to talk about. Maybe I'll come back to this game. I don't know if it's really appropriate. I'll see if you guys really like it. If you guys really like this game, maybe I'll come back and I'll play it some more. But I hope you guys enjoyed these 4 episodes that I did for a game that I really truly love to bits, for its simplicity, for its art style, for its gameplay, for its progression. Everything about this game, it feels like it was a game made for me, okay? It has mods, it has custom scenarios, it has interesting gameplay, it's a real-time strategy, but it's also pausable. You can play it at your own pace, but it doesn't require... It's a real-time strategy that doesn't require hyper-fast reactions, because that's something I'm not very good at. I'm not very good at hyper-fast reactions in real-time strategy games. I think that's part of the reason why I liked Age of Empires 2 so much, because it was kind of slower, you know? Anyway, look, that's it. I've kind of ended this video now. This is like the 5th time I've tried to end this video. So I want to thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this series. Please remember to subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. Remember to leave a like if you want to directly support my channel. And remember to leave a comment if you want to give me your feedback. Other than that, I want to say I love you all very much. And I'll see you next time. Get Creeper World 3. It's great. Bye-bye.